Have you ever imagined of traveling to Paris, or Paris as in Paris in France, the city of love, where arts is everything? Have you ever imagined that? Traveling to a very beautiful place in Western countries where you can see beautiful things, right? But let's just not stop there and see that Western countries are so beautiful because they have a better weather and stuff, right? But see that Western countries, in despite of all those beautiful things, are also known for their principle of they are championing human rights, right? When your people are imagining about Paris, where they think that is a city that celebrates love, right? But they don't see how a few years back there's a chaos in Paris where it was run by a Muslim. Because in Paris itself, where the France government allow that the people to have the freedom to offend other people's religions, which is so sensitive, right? So why is that thing are not happening here in Malaysia or in other Asian countries? That's the reason why is that the Asian or ASEAN champion human rights in the form of forming a mutual understanding with the people in regards and neglecting the emphasizing of individual choice currently, right? So here, why ASEAN in terms of promoting human rights is so different, right? So ASEAN here, in the ASEAN Charter, it mentioned how people are born equal and with dignity. Something is very different than other Western countries' principle on human rights. Because ASEAN believes that you as a person has a dignity over yourself in regards of your races, in regards of your gender, and so on. But ASEAN also mentioned in our charter that every single individual has obligations or some form of responsibility towards other people's choice and also community and regional itself. Therefore, the choice that you have or the freedom, whatever it is that you have, does not only limit to yourself, but also be extended to other people as well. That's why ASEAN is so exclusive, and so that is how it able to maintain peace and avoid conflict so far. Because we believe, because in ASEAN itself, it stated that the members of ASEAN are people who are from different ethnicity, people who celebrate different religions, people who have so many backgrounds. Therefore, the things or the idea of creating peace is for you to create a mutual understanding between the countries itself. And this is so important, and I'm going to explain to you how ASEAN has done in maintaining this peace between these multi-races once. That ASEAN had done so much in terms of championing equality between the people itself. ASEAN, one of the motto of ASEAN itself to celebrate regional peace itself. Therefore, ASEAN maintained itself by saying, look, we have a non-intervention policy where we wanted to avoid any form of conflict. Therefore, it is the best way for now, not interfering or making the conflict becomes worsen. In cases, for example, about related to human rights, for example, human trafficking, ASEAN had done so much better in combating human trafficking. But people would say, people who live in Western liberal countries would say, look, there are so many people who are being trafficked are from ASEAN. People who are from Vietnam, people who are from Cambodia, people who are from Indonesia, Philippines, and so on, are being trafficked and mobbed into their countries. I do not agree with this, because ASEAN had done so much in terms of combating this. For example, ASEAN itself allowing the members of ASEAN to form memorandum of understanding between the members of ASEAN. For example, right, Cambodia had signed a memorandum of understanding with Thailand and Vietnam in order to cater to the needs of countering the problem of human trafficking. And with this, right, for example, in Cambodia itself, has 4 main ministries that are assigned to solve the issues of human trafficking. And those ministries are ministries of youth and adults, Ministry of Youth and Old Senior Citizen, Ministry of Women's and Ministry of Internal Affairs. And these 4 ministries itself has a special task in determining and solving the conflict itself. For instance, right, they are estimating the numbers of people who are being trafficked, people who are being kidnapped, right? And these numbers will help the ASEAN countries to find who are the people who traffic these people itself. And later on, a report was announced and and data was collected, and these ASEAN countries also collaborated with United Nations in terms of solving the conflict itself. And lastly, why ASEAN did better in championing human rights compared to other body like United Nations itself. One, the ASEAN itself, it championing and does not only limiting the human rights in the context of individual only, right? Because ASEAN itself wanted the people to have rights over themselves, and also taking consideration on the society itself, right? Therefore, it's not only about you, but you are living in your own community itself. The ASEAN itself wanted to protect the individual as a part of a collective right itself. What is the best for the people itself? Probably what the best for you is not necessarily best for everyone. But as long it does not bring any harms to other people, I think it is fine for ASEAN, and it has done so much better compared to before. For example, right, in Vietnam, where previously they are living in a military ruling, but with the ASEAN hub, that Vietnam has slowly changed to become much more democratic countries and allow more people to enjoy much more rights than before. And you also see where the third world countries have become much more progress toward a better economic state, and also becoming receiving much more human rights compared to before. And we think, and I think that ASEAN countries has no longer been seen as a third world country, which are poor and so on. But more, I think that the ASEAN countries have been seen as a country with a culture, has rich culture and diversity, and the celebration of it is so wonderful. With that, thank you.